Welcome to MX class. Hope all of you are fine. So today we will discuss new chapters, increasing and decreasing function. Okay, let's see what is increasing function and decreasing function. Increasing function. What is increasing function? A function fx is said to be an increasing function on an interval I. Interval I, any interval it is. Okay, if for all x1 comma x2 belongs to I, and x1 is less than x2, we are getting that value of this function at that point x1, fx1 less or equal to fx2. This is a function we are taking, graph of the function. This is at this point x1, this is x1, this is x2, this is the point. So this is the value of this length is fx1, this length is fx2. Here x2 is greater than x1, or we can say x1 is less than x2, and that time what will get, what is the value? Fx1 is less than fx2. But here equal sign is given. Why it is equal? Increasing means what? The function, any graph, if it is like that, this is also increasing function. In these 2 points the value of the function is same. Value of this function is same. So that's why we are using equal sign also. So in that case it is increasing function. So condition is that if x1 is less than x2 and we are getting fx1, value of that function at that point is less or equal to fx2. fx1 less or equal to fx2, then only it is increasing function. Okay. And next is what? We are talking about the strictly increasing. Strictly increasing means what? It is continuous, it is increase. Nowhere it is equal. Okay. But here it may be equal in some interval, but here strictly increasing. Same thing, just we have to say a function fx is said to be an strictly increasing. It is strictly increasing in an interval I for all x1 comma x2 belongs to the interval. That x1 and x2 belongs to the interval, and x1 is less than x2. This x1, value of x1 is less than x1 is less than x2, or we can say x2 is greater than x2. If x2 is greater than x2, then fx2 must be greater than fx1. fx2 must be greater than fx1. Then only we can say strictly increasing. Someone can write in this also, in this way also. The x2 is greater than fx1. X2 is greater than x1. It implies fx2 is greater than fx1. So here we are writing x1 is less than x2. It implies fx1 is less than fx2, or we can say x2 is greater than x1. It implies fx2 is greater than fx1. Someone can write in this way also. So that time the function is strictly increasing. Now see decreasing. In case of decreasing, what will happen? Decreasing function, decrease, it means decrease. So this way it is coming down, drop, somewhere it may be equal, again drop. So it is a decreasing function. Okay. So a function fx is said to be a decreasing function in an interval I if for all x1 comma x2 belongs to I. What is the value of x1 and x2? This must be belongs to the I interval, and x1 is less than x2. Yeah, x1 is less than x2, or we can say x2 is greater than x1. x2 is greater than x1, and it implies that what? Fx1 greater or equal to fx2. Difference is what? x1 is less than x2, fx1 less or equal to fx2. Then increasing, x1 is less than x2, but opposite in sign, fx1 greater or equal to fx2. fx1, this value is fx1 is greater than fx2. When it is decreasing, and strictly decreasing is what? A function fx is said to be an strictly decreasing in the interval I for all x1 comma x2 belongs to I in the interval, and x1 is less than x2. x1 is less than x2. Yeah, x1 is less than x2, or we can say x2 is greater than x1. If it is greater than, then it will be what? Less than. x1 is less than x2 implies fx1 is greater than fx2. If x2 is less than x1, then what will write? fx2 is less than fx1. Someone can write in this way also. Then the function is strictly decreasing function. Okay. So this is the concept of strictly increasing and strictly decreasing, in only increasing, only decreasing function. Okay. Let's see next point. If both a function is which is either strictly or only increasing or strictly decreasing, that function is called monotonic function. So which is monotonic function? Which is either increasing or decreasing, the function is monotonic increasing. So what is the conditions to test increasing or decreasing function? What is, we can test with the help of the first derivative test also. That concept, whatever we learned earlier, that also you can use, or here we can use this one, first derivative test. A function f is increasing in the domain f. This is the domain f, and then f dash x greater than equal to 0. If f dash x is greater or equal to 0 for all x belongs to the domain, then the function is increasing. And if it is less than 0 in that domain, it is decreasing. Okay, greater than or equal to 0, derivative of the function is greater than equal to 0 for all x belongs to the interval, and derivative of x less than equal to 0, then it is decreasing. If less or equal to 0, decreasing. If greater or equal to 0, it is increasing. So be careful to see. So first theorem, what is the first theorem? If f is a continuous function, and it is, f is a function that is continuous, f is a continuous function in the interval closed interval a comma b, you are taking a comma b here, and derivable, that is derivable in the open interval a comma b, f dash x greater or equal to 0 for all x belongs to a comma b. Okay, then f is increasing. If only greater or equal to 0, then only increasing, and if only greater than 0, then it is strictly increasing. Greater or equal to 0 means only increasing, and only greater than 0, then it is strictly increasing. Okay, and opposite is what? Theorem, second theorem is what? If a function f is a continuous in an interval closed interval a comma b, and derivable in the open interval a comma b, f dash x here, if it is greater than equal, then increasing. F dash x is less or equal to 0 for all x belongs to the open interval a comma b, then f is decreasing function. If it is less than, that is value of the function is negative, then it is decreasing. Again, value of the function is only negative, it is negative or 0, and it is only negative, that time it is strictly decreasing. Okay, note we have to see f dash x greater for all x belongs to a comma b, f dash x greater than 0 for all x belongs to a comma b, except for a finite numbers of the point f dash x is equal to 0. For the point f dash x is equal to 0, if we solve this equation, whatever the values of x we are getting, except that point, the function is increasing. Except that point. At that point, it is not neither increasing nor decreasing. It is same. Okay. Similarly, f dash x is less than 0 for all x belongs to a comma b. For a finite number of points where f dash x is equal to 0, then fx is strictly decreasing. Okay. These 2 points you have to remember. Now, this concept will be clear, more clear with the help of the example. Let's see the example. First example it is, see, prove that fx is equal to 3x plus 70 is a strictly increasing function on Earth. Here we will use both the methods. Let's see both the method how to do. First method is what? For all, suppose for all x1 comma x2 belongs to R, and x1 is greater than, x1 is not greater than, assuming x1 is less than x2. If x1 is less than x2, then 3x1 is less than 3x2. Okay, if x1 is less than x2, then 3x1 less than 3x2. If we write the same thing, 3x1 plus 17 added to same thing on, then 3x2 plus 17. Clear? This is nothing but what? Here we have given fx is equal to 3x plus 17. So 3x1 plus 17, then what we can write? Fx1 is less than, this is fx2. So we assume that for all x1 comma x2 belongs to R, x1 is less than x2. It implies fx1 is less than fx2. That means what? Fx is what? Fx is, therefore fx is strictly increasing. on R. This is one method. An alternative method we can do. Alternative method, what is alternative method? See, fx is equal to, we have given fx is equal to 3x plus 17. Okay? Now first derivative, check the first derivative. Differentiation of this, ddx of 3x is equal to 3 and plus ddx of constant term is 0. So what will get? 3. 3 is greater than 0. So f dash x is greater than f dash x, that is f dash x is greater than 0. We are getting this one, f dash x greater than 0. So if f dash x is greater than 0, so fx is strictly increasing on R. Okay, clear? Second question, see second question, what is given? Fx is this. Generally, in general, we will use this formula, this method. It will be easy for us, and this formula for simple questions we can use this one. Others maybe we may be confused, that we can use, but in general we will use the derivative method. So here given fx is equal to what? X cube minus 3x plus 3x square plus 3x. So f dash x, what will get f dash x? F dash x is equal to 3x square minus 6x plus 3. Can you take common? This from here we can take 3 common, then x square minus twice x plus 1, and this is nothing but what? 3 into x minus 1 whole square. If we factorize, then we can say 3 into x minus 1 whole square. The x minus 1 whole square, it is always greater than 0 for all x belongs to R. Square any positive or any negative numbers, square any positive or any negative, it is always positive. So 3 into x minus 1 whole square, it will be positive. So for all x belongs to, so how do we get? F dash x is greater than 0 for all x belongs to R. Therefore fx is strictly increasing function on R. Okay, now see next one more example, then it will be clear, I think. Let's see the one more example. This is our question number 3. Prove that this function fx is equal to 2 by x plus 5. So solution, what is fx? Fx is equal to 2 by x plus 5. Here domain is x cannot be 0, x not equal to 0. So domain is what? Domain of f is what? R minus 0. This is domain of f. So for all x belongs to R minus 0, we have to do that one. So f dash x, what is f dash x? Differentiation of this, that is 1 by x, that is minus 2 by x square plus 0. So we will get minus 2 by x square. So this is negative, whatever it is the value for all x belongs to R minus 0, minus 2 by x square is always less than 0. Okay, it is always less than 0. That is what? f dash x is less than 0 for all x belongs to R minus 0. Therefore fx is strictly decreasing. Fx is a strictly decreasing function. So this is the concept of the basic concept of the increasing and decreasing function. So we'll discuss more problem in the next classes. Thank you. Have a nice day.